Hello, everyone. Well, it's me again. So this morning, I was out and about getting some stuff done, and I received this download to send out this video. So um, I'm hoping that this will be received well from all of my real estate investors and my communities and affiliates that I have built over the years in this wealth building space. So, this video is going to be specifically for you. For everybody that I have connected through Elite Property Investments, for those of you that know me well in this wealth building space, I wanted to actually share with you exactly, the previous video, whether you received that through my Opportunity Knocks send out on Monday. It was all about our, Laura and our numerology workshop that we're going to be hosting this month and next month, online and also in person. Now, the download, the idea that I got in my mind was, well, how, and this was the question that I had when I first got into this space. Numbers have been prevalent in my life, as it is for everybody. We are surrounded by numbers. The unfortunate thing is that in traditional education, we are taught how to interpret and how to use numbers on an analytical perspective. So, when we're looking at real estate investing, we're using numbers as a means to analyze, to create, to understand, and we're working within that analytical perspective. However, for those of you that have an understanding that we are not just our physical form, that we are the biggest part of who we are is energy. And those that can embrace that, and whether you embrace that or have a basic understanding of it, or whether you completely deny it and you take that scientific analytical perspective that we are just mass body and we are not mass consciousness, it is what it is, and this is my truth, and this is what is to be true. There's duality. You can't have the physicality and the analytical side without having the energetic side. Our thoughts, interpretations of such, our dreams, those aren't tangible things. Those are energetics. This is vibration. These are how we interpret vibration. But that's not what this video is all about. The main thing I want to talk to you today is understanding, like, how can we use numerology in real estate investing, and how we could use that vibrational side when investing in real estate, which is a very analytical, scientific, tangible aspect of what it is that we do. And this is the question that I want to share with you, was because the question I had within myself before building in the space and building my own knowledge and my own experience and understanding of what numerology is in the energetic space is, how can I use this in a practical way to help me make decisions in real estate investing that will be more seamless, will align more, will minimize my obstacles? Because we know in real estate, as much as we try to control our outcomes as much as we can, the universe has a higher purpose and it has a plan that is bigger than us. We know that. And every project, yeah, maybe sometimes they work out to some degree, but that journey is always going to shift, change, and we're going to have to pivot and be very malleable and flexible to those pivots, or else you'll never succeed in this space. We know that. We've all experienced that. So, and I'll also give you my own personal recent experience on how I use this tool. So, for example, I've had to make notes because when I get these downloads, sometimes they come so quick I have to make notes. So bear with me. If you see me looking down, I'm just going over my notes with regards to the points that I want to talk to you about. So, numerology in real estate. How can I use this? So, I want to just start out by giving you a understanding that yes, there's a numerology aspect, and the workshop that Laura and I will be doing will be focused on, yes, giving an introduction on the root numbers, which are your numbers from 1 to 9. They're the single digit numbers, and touching upon the vibration and the meanings behind those numbers, and then elaborating on Laura's perspective and my perspective on when we see those triple digits and what those messages mean and how to interpret them. That's going to be the basis of our first workshop. But to have an understanding, which we will touch upon slightly in this workshop, is we ourselves have 6 codes. Now, 3 of them are the ones that both Laura and I really focus on. Laura, I know, focuses on 4, but I tend to focus on the 3 major ones. And then the other 3s are still of relevance, but I tend to focus more on. So the 3 top ones and the 4th one that Laura and I focus on are your day of birth, your life path, your destiny, and then Laura focuses on the soul. Now your 5th is also your so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, your essence, and then your personality. So that is your 6 codes in total. As I said, I tend to focus on the day of birth, life path, destiny. Give you a very brief summary of each. Your life path, your day of birth is basically your entry. It's the day of the birth of who you are, that number that you were born on. It could also be, now expanding a little bit more, your day of birth, it could also be the birth of your business. It could be the birth of a child. It could be the birth of a purchase of a house, the day you close on your house. Those days have a certain vibration. And understanding on the day of birth and the essence around that is how that number shows up on a day-to-day basis. That's the day of birth. Your life path is essentially your why, is why you are here, and it's about your journey to how you are meant to express yourself in your life's mission and that process that's contained within. Then you have your destiny, is how you express yourself in your life's work specifically, and that number and how we calculate that and what you're meant to do and the essence around that, around your life's your work. So it's not so much the process, it's specifically what you do, whereas the life path is all about the journey. And then your soul is the innate being inside of you and what that's telling you. With Laura being focuses, she encompasses that in the top 3. So with that said, now that you have an understanding, it's using numerology. So for example, real estate. To give you an example, we have an aspect of numerology that we focus on, which is a vibration called current names. So for example, how you would use, what that means in real estate is the number. So for example, when you are purchasing a property and the address of that property. So when you look at the address of the property and the essence around the root number and the double digit number, that is telling you, and there could be a certain energy, and that energy could either be aligned, meaning it's a fortunate number, or it could bring in challenges. So that address of that property could actually dictate energetically how things unfold. If that number of that property is challenging, it could bring unexpected obstacles, unwanted obstacles. There could be things. So yes, now that's one aspect of it. The other aspect of understanding numerology is looking at, outside of just if this is a fortunate number or it's a challenging address, does the essence of that property coincide with my top 3? Does it align with my codes? And how does that work on a vibrational level? So that's one way to interpret. Another way is your purchase price. When you're negotiating in real estate and you're negotiating your purchase price, knowing your soul codes, knowing your your codes and how that aligns, whether that is you purchasing a property or selling a property, making sure that you're purchasing it at or you're selling it at a number that is in alignment, in tandem with your numbers. That's another way that you could utilize this. Now, I'm not going to go into detail. I'm just giving you some concepts to consider. Another day of purchase. So that day, now going back to your top three, your day of birth. So the day you purchase that property, or the day of your closing of selling that property, that will also dictate a certain vibrational outcome. So looking this as a tool, that's all this is. It's a divinity tool that could be used to allow you to make, knowing that we are vibration, and allowing yourself to make decisions knowing both sides of the story, understanding the analytical side of it and the analysis of that property, but also understanding the vibrational side. And I'm telling you, we've all gone through opportunities where everything on paper aligned, everything looked good. But then by the time, whatever that journey was meant to have, for most of us, we know that either by the end result, we may have achieved, that goal to some degree, but everything that we thought to be in the beginning was completely not what it was. And there's a reason. So imagine being able to not using the fact that controlling, but making decisions. We can never control an outcome. We know that in life. Control is resistance. Control is ego. So forget about using the word control, but making decisions that are more aligned to our highest good, that are going to allow us to receive more abundant results as opposed to obstacles. Because we know that in real estate, we're always going to go through experiences. So I'll give you an example. My recent investment opportunity that we sold off earlier this year. Unfortunately, it had some unfortunate results. It was a complete loss for my partners and I. Won't go into details. However, when I was doing the analytical, my partners and I did the analytical perspectives, and we did all of our financials, and we did our analysis, went through our due diligence to a T. However, in the beginning, when I was running the vibrational numbers to this, the property itself didn't have a fortunate. It did have a challenging number. However, as a numerologist, I know how to work with that and be able to, not say manipulate, but be able to shift the vibration by creating a new number from that primary number, from that address. But the funny thing was, between looking at the vibrational aspects of my partners, but as well as myself, the funny thing was that it seemed to synergize, the property seemed to align more with my partners than it did with myself. I knew going into this property that it could possibly bring challenges into my perspective as opposed to my partners, which, not to say we all experienced this in a way that could have shifted in a different way. However, the thing that helped me determine was, yes, I knew that this could possibly be mostly challenging for me. However, I'm a risk taker. I do take calculated risks at this point in my life, but I've always had that innate state within me to take on those challenges. I rarely ever let fear or a negative or a lack perspective stop, especially when I know that I'm meant to go down this journey. Now, however that journey unfolds, whether it brings a lot of learnings or it brings a lot of abundance, it brings whatever it brings, I know that as long as I've done my due diligence on both parts, analytical perspective, the vibrational perspective, so I knew going into this. Now, the learnings I learned from this experience have been invaluable. I'll be able to take those learnings from that experience. But the wonderful thing about using this as an additional tool to real estate investing, or even in business, but because I'm speaking to you, and for those of you that are connecting me through real estate, it has been such an incredible tool to be able to have an understanding of when I'm looking at a property. First thing I'm doing, even before I go into the analysis, is I want to know if that address has a fortunate number, vibrational number to it. Is it going to give me challenges? Will it bring possible obstacles, and what those obstacles may possibly look like? The numbers around that property provide me that vibrational information. Then on top of that, going in and being able to know the price point of what is going to be of most advantage, and having that power of knowing that, okay, this is my number, and if I'm unable to get this number, that's it, this is a dead deal. Having that power and knowing on so many, in so many different perspectives, gives you a sense of not only confidence, but it gives you a sense of knowing that, okay, I'm seeing the whole picture. Whereas prior to getting into this, I'm an extremely analytical person. So when I got into this space and really delve into my personal development and understanding who I am, it's given me the opportunity to understand why certain things have unfolded in my life, in certain ways. And my codes, have allowed me to make decisions and understand why I made those decisions back then. So moving forward, it gives me this knowing and this sense of power within myself to say, you know what, I see the full picture now. Whereas most people that don't really, it's not so much, maybe more so, don't have the understanding of what numerology is, understanding vibration and energy, and that we are energy and we project energy, we transmit energy, we receive energy, we are transmitters. And understanding that base concept and being able to utilize numbers that we're us real estate investors and consultants that are around numbers every day, and using this in a way on top of, and adding this on top of our everyday analyzing of opportunities and wanting to build wealth. How about being able to use this tool, knowing who you are as an innate being at a soul level, and understanding and having the power to be able to use that information that you gather from working with Laura and I, or taking a workshop like this, and having that understanding and being able to make decisions in your now that will not only provide seamless results, but will allow you to, provide you those seamless results, provide you an opportunity to grow and expand your business in a completely different way that has less obstacles, and also align you to who you truly are and the path that you're meant to be on, by just knowing who you are as an innate, as a soul being. So this is just a snippet, and I know I've given you a lot of information to work with. By all means, ask questions. You're curious. If I piqued some curiosity, you want to know more about, okay, you know what, I have this property, I am here. Send questions. Like I said, I've been, since working with this tool in the real estate space, has done so much for me. Even understanding cycles and days, and the numbers around your own cycles, your moon cycles. Right now, I'll give you an example in astrology. So get another tidbit. Astrology is a really powerful, works really powerful with numerology. So right now we're going through, for those people in the spiritual space, know that we're going through a Mercury retrograde. Now, what does that mean? Mercury retrograde. Well, this time up until the end of September, starting any new projects, Mercury's is all about, is the planet of communication. So knowing that it's Mercury, starting new projects, signing any big contracts, starting things, anything related to communication. If you are going to start something new during a Mercury retrograde, usually that will tell you that usually things won't turn out in your favor. It will bring in obstacles, especially if you're starting something new during this time. Now, if you started something months ago and you're concluding something during a Mercury retrograde, it won't have any impact on that. But just to give you an example, now we're speaking astrology, this is a different perspective, another tool to be able to utilize. However, my point of sharing this with you is that there are many tools out there that we could use, just as there are many tools in the real estate space that we could be using. But how about being able to use this tool in a way that you could make decisions that will be aligned to more of your highest good and bring less obstacles, simply put. So I hope you received some value from this. I'm excited. I guess, if I receive any other insights that I'll probably share more things in the time to come. We're getting some signups. So once again, we have our numerology workshop, triple digit workshop. This is our workshop 1, triple digits. We will be touching upon those root numbers, and have a few things planned for that. So join us in person. If not, we will be providing online options as well. I'm going to see if I could post the link below on this video to our numerology Facebook event. And I might, or better yet, I'll post Laura's link. It's her registration page, but it's also an information page regarding our workshops. I'll post the in-person, and embedded in that, you'll be able to access the online, and it provides the same information. So yeah, I'll see if I could figure out how to do that and embed it maybe in the comments or in the description. And by all means, this piques your interest and you want to contact me directly, just give me some time to respond. I may be able to respond if I'm in front of my computer and I'm workshopping, but I tend to be on the road a lot these days, various things and sorting things out in my space. So just bear with me on me responding, but I will respond. Looking forward to connecting, and thank you and love you all.